gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, shout around? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
All right, 6:02 now. New this morning, one person is hurt after being shot in Shreveport. It happened while you were sleeping on Lynbrook Boulevard. When we got to the scene, most of the units were gone by that time, but police say the person is expected to be okay.
Wow, so Shreveport, Louisiana, with a population of about 180,000 people. And, you know, we see these shootings going on everywhere. All right. So we have one man who was shot while he was inside of his house from the outside of his home. And obviously this is pretty disturbing. Thank goodness he did not pass away. But I mean, it's rough out here. And I think that there are so many different entities trying to cover up what's going on in this country. As you guys may know, my channel was demonetized again. So we're kind of back in the same boat that we were in, where the social media oligarchs, the media, you know, the powers that be online are stifling messages again, you know, due to the upcoming election. And obviously I'm going to have to reapply for monetization in August, which it'll probably take a couple months. By then things will be done with, and we'll kind of already know who we're going with into 2025 as far as the executive branch goes. So I was expecting this. I was understanding of the forces against me and this channel. So I think it's important that you guys come support the channel, buy the merch, go to the Patreon support. I'm probably just going to slow down my YouTube content, probably post 3 times a week on YouTube. I'll still continue to post every day on on Patreon. So if you want to get daily videos, go check out the Patreon. Go ahead and subscribe, because I'm going to be posting every day on there, and I'm going to kind of you know, teeter off my content from YouTube because it's just not working out.
This morning, we're working to confirm more details about the shooting.
In our crime tracker, a shooting over the weekend in Shreveport left a young girl injured in a drive-by shooting. Police say the young girl says she was walking near West 70th Street and Wingate Boulevard on Saturday when a man driving in a blue Kia drove by and shot her. SPD says the girl was struck in her leg and had non-life-threatening injuries. Residents in the area where the shooting happened say the violence hits too close to home.
It's ridiculous. You can't go outside these days without the fear of being shot or something happening, especially the kids. You know, myself growing up, we didn't have much of this to worry about as kids, but now.
So you have a drive-by shooting of a random woman on the street, and a lot of people, you know, are speculating that it could have been somebody she was romantically involved with. But the point is that you have these brazen crimes happening in broad daylight, and nobody's saying anything about it.
Nowadays, that's one of the biggest fears you have. You know, can you let your kids go outside and play? Can you, you know, walk down the street with your kids? Can you let them go out on the street by themselves, or just outside, period?
Well, tonight the shooting remains under investigation by Shreveport Police. If you have any information on this shooting, you're encouraged to call Shreveport Police as soon as possible.
Identified the victim of a fatal shooting that happened in the parking lot of a Shreveport business. The coroner identified the victim as 18-year-old Inaya Turks. She was one of 2 people shot on Burt Coons Industrial Loop. It happened just after 1:30 Monday morning behind the Whataburger near Willis Knight and South I Institute.
Woo! So more fast food shootings coming out of the community. only this time it is a Whataburger, and the ninjas decided to shoot the Whataburger up and resulted in the death of a young black woman. Now, apparently this was a random, unpermitted, unsupervised, and unsanctioned parking lot party, as they call it. And, you know, I've warned about the community gathering in large groups until we get this crime issue under wraps. And this is a perfect example of why we should avoid large gatherings in the community, because of situations like this, right? You have this woman who goes to this party, thinks it's going to be lit. She twerking, you know, she twerking on dudes and getting lit and all this kind of stuff, drinking, smoking, whatever party favors they had available at this unpermitted party. And then you see a ninja moment go down, shots go off, and you're gone. You're out of here. You're dead. You're shot and killed. It happens just like that. So that's why I continue to say we should take a hiatus against large gatherings in the community until further notice. And I don't know when that notice is going to be recognized.
Police said a confrontation between two armed individuals escalated into a shooting. Turks was shot several times and died at the hospital. The other victim, a 19-year-old woman, was shot in the leg and arm. The suspect remained at the scene and was taken into police custody. No arrests have been made, and the incident remains under investigation.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
At 3, everyone, I'm Alex Anderson.
And I'm Brittany Breeding. Thanks for joining us. 2 young women were shot, one of them killed early this morning in what some are calling a parking lot party.
This was the scene behind the Whataburger on Burt Coons in Shreveport. The women that were shot were just 18 and 19 years old. The 18-year-old died. KTBS did confirm there is a male suspect in custody. This is not the first time one of these parties has turned deadly, and Shreveport police are asking business owners to register with them and get a sign that police can use to shut down these gatherings.
So they think that putting up a sign is going to stop these super gremlins on demon time. Guys, it's all about more police presence, police driving by these areas more often, patrolling during the night, early mornings. But a sign is not going to do anything. So I don't see this as a solution to this issue. I see this as saving face. I see this as, you know, maybe just trying to do something and hoping for the best. But this application of trying to get a hold of this issue is not going to be valid. I mean, they're already breaking the law with these gatherings. They're already breaking the law with these shootings. So why would they not go ahead and break the law if they see a sign like this?
So what this sign does is it allows our SPD officers to take action on behalf of the business without having to have a complainant every day, meaning that the business doesn't have to necessarily call in and complain because they may not be aware of the problem going on at 3 o'clock in the morning if their business is closed. If this sign is present, our officers have a legal right to take action at that point.
KTBS 3's TW Star will have more on this story coming up in our 4 o'clock news hour.
Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Dan Joe.
And I'm Jackie Jovic. Shreveport police are investigating after 2 women were shot in a parking lot early this morning, one of them fatally.
It is our top story tonight. NBC 6's Maya Nicholson joins us now live from the Shreveport Police Department, sharing more on this. Maya?
Yes, Stan and Jackie, unfortunately, one of those women who was shot in the parking lot did pass away shortly after, and the coroner has yet to release any of these names, but I did go ahead and talk to the Shreveport Police Department to ask more about these women and exactly what happened. Early morning around 1 a.m., 2 women were shot in a Shreveport parking lot on Monday. The Shreveport Police Department arrived to what they say was a chaotic crowd of teens and young adults.
What we have seen in these situations where large groups of people congregate is that there is an increased propensity of violence as it gets later in the morning.
Well, is that not what I just said? These large gatherings in the community eventually escalate after drugs, alcohol, and time. I mean, hell, they should hire me, goddamn. I'll solve this in a jiffy.
What we have seen in these situations where large groups of people congregate is that there is an increased propensity of violence as it gets later in the morning or earlier in the morning. You can have a completely peaceful gathering and all it takes is one person to mess it up for everybody. And we want to encourage our kids to have fun and hang out and do good things, but there's really no need for someone to be bringing different types of weapons.
SPD says they begin to prioritize juvenile curfews during summer months.
Our officers are going to be extra vigilant. We know that school is out, kids are going to have more free time, so we are really asking our parents to be mindful of where your kids are. And also we want to remind those 18, 19, 20-year-olds that if you have a juvenile with you after curfew, you can also be charged in those cases.
SPD offers a resource for businesses to combat loitering in their lots after hours.
What we have here is one of our city ordinance signs. What this does is it allows our officers to take action on private property at registered businesses. It allows officers to take action on behalf of that business, even if the owner or the manager is not present. So that we can take action on loitering, trespassing, if somebody's soliciting on that parking lot. It's really good. It's not just necessarily aimed at a particular group, but it allows us to ensure that people are not loitering on your property.
One of the shooting victims passed away shortly after the shooting. Both were young adults. Now, the investigating for the shooting is still in its very early stages, as it did happen this morning. But you can stay up to date and follow more information at ktalnews.com. Reporting live in Shreveport, Maya Nicholson, NBC6 News.
All right, Maya, thanks so much.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
I could be at work, in school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.